Schmitty. All right, rocking the new headset. I had some internet connectivity issues, so I actually did do a draft in between where I couldn't stay connected, and needless to say, between some timeouts and some frustration, it didn't go well. But let's get back into this. I've got a couple more drafts with maybe some coins coming up, but let's do one of the last Theros Beyonds for a while. All right. Come on, good cards. All right. Um, so looking at this pack, Croxa is a great card. Um, when you can escape it, it escapes exiling 5 other cards, so it may take a little bit of a time to come back out. Black has the ability to ditch some cards fairly easily, though, so if we could pick those up. Looking at the rest of the pack, Timorat's a really good card, kind of a counter Croxa card. Blood Aspirant, I feel like it should be good, but I think it just runs a little too slow with its ability to having to sack creatures. So, I mean, it's nice when they're going to remove your creatures and you sack them and kind of make them bigger. And if you had some other type of sack outlets to bring him up, but I don't know in limited that he's that good. Obviously, Blight Breath is a really good kind of stable card for a good black deck. I think Loathsome Chimera is definitely overperforms, even at a 4/1. For 3, he posts a lot of 4-power synergy with stuff like the Beetle and the Minotaur and even Furious. I think it's Furious Rise, the enchantment. So, and his ability to escape. But Croxa is the way to go. All right. And with our first pick, I think we're definitely between Timorat and Omen of Fire. I'm going to lean more towards the removal with Omen of Fire. I don't know if we're going to have a lot of enchantment interaction, but just getting some removal and also the ability to scry. Depending what comes later, he puts a devotion on the board. Omen of the Dead's not bad as well. Moving in, if we were doing different colors, both Hornbeetle and Warbrar Blessing are really good cards. Thundering Chariot's not a bad card, especially in the right type of deck. And here we've got blue removal, so there's a lot of good cards in this pack. I don't know if there's any weight to going with the uncommon over the common. This card is won me plenty of games. I have top decked this before to get rid of some escapers. Like this is the best uncommon in my opinion is the Phyrexian Spawn and Swarm, and this takes care of that. But I think we're gonna go with the Omen of the Forge. All right. Now, moving into this, don't have many selections here, but I think we'll gladly take a Funeral Rites. Again, it's dumping cards in there, drawing cards, losing 2 life. It's hopefully marginable. Binding of the Titans, again, is another card that I didn't think much about when I first saw the set review, but this card plays really well with Escape. And again, also eliminating creatures from opponent's graveyard. I've found a lot of times that I've actually been more useful bringing a land back to make sure that I'm hitting land drops when they get ditched. So, but we're gonna go with Furious Rites. Also, Ilsean Caryatide, however you say that, is a really good card for green, and Vexengal is a nice card for blue. So there's a lot of good cards for a lot of different colors within this. But we're gonna go with our Funeral Rites. All right, it doesn't look like much for like black and red is getting passed over to me. I don't know if this is a splashable card, but it's definitely a good card in this set. Terrible card for black, and I guess the Mountain's Blaze is workable for a later game if you're kind of getting stuck on lands, but there's really not much of anything in this pack that I like. I guess, I mean, we've got a nice start to a deck there with 3 cards. I don't know if I want to go add in another color and wondering if blue's going to come in, but I also don't know what the likelihood of me playing either of those cards is. So I think we will go this way. I mean, if we ended up getting like an Ashaka, then we would easily be switching over to blue black. So we'll take a case that's more likely to be playable than the other stuff. Warden of the Chained I've really liked in the couple black or couple green reds that I've been using. I even used green red in my Theros constructed deck, which I've had some success with. I think the Underworld Rager is potentially the one that makes sense here. I I think we could still maybe be aggressive early on with what we've got. Cruxa is just getting rid of a card early, but if we could get a little bit aggressive, and even if we're having to ditch cards and even not even looking for his escape, I mean, he's somebody I wouldn't feel bad exiling in order to bring Cruxa out. And he potentially goes in the graveyard early as a 3/1, but usually he's blocking and taking something out. So we're going to go with our Rage Hunt. And again, Black Red just isn't coming to us, but to be fair, this isn't a really strong deck, or sorry, pack. I feel like green was the color to maybe kind of go into, and even then, there was a couple of these guys and some chimeras, but nothing was super sexy there. So I think we're going to take a Grim Physician. Again, it's a 1/1, comes out for 1, but it trades as well. This is potentially fueling, but again, we're kind of focusing on our Croxa Exile over anything else. So, all right, Thrill, not bad. We get to actually ditch a card as well, fueling our graveyard to draw 2. Thundering Chariot would be a possibility, but I don't know that we're going to have a lot of creatures up that aren't going to be moving into the attack. So. This keeps us a little bit aggressive. And nothing. Like I said, the green was the open color for that. We'll grab a Whirlwind, again, just in case. It's the only other color that would potentially kind of go into. I guess the Mountain Blaze, just because it's an uncommon, so it might trigger our treasure chest more. None of these I even want to pick. I wish I had a token. Unknown Shores will be the one most likely to not get in our way. Whirlwind Denial would be playable if we get into that. All right. This is right into the colors that we're looking to play. And I think we might take that just for a little bit of fixing. Underworld Charger's nice, but again, that's something that could potentially come back around. Lamphead is good, I guess, especially as a sack outlet for Croxa or other escape creatures. Neither of those I'm really digging. This is a little bit aggressive, but without a 4 power, it's just a 2/3. So I think we're just going to take the land here. It also allows us to scry. And just not getting much into what we need. This is probably the best card in the pack. It's one of the better enchantments. White does have some really nice enchantments. Elite's Program is a good card, especially within that white enchantment deck. White-green, you've got some removal. I'm almost thinking Thirst is better. Again, it keeps up blue as a somewhat possibility. I mean, we could potentially splash Croxa if need be, if a bunch of black doesn't become available. Alright, that's a little bit better. I mean, I think we're going to go with the Charger here. Again, staying aggressive in our black red. We one thing was we don't really have any removal yet, so hopefully we can kind of get into that. Again, staying aggressive into this though, keeping pressure on Town. I guess Omen of the Dead would be okay-ish, but I feel like a lot of our creatures are escape. I don't know what I'm omening of the dead. In fact, all of our creatures so far are escape. But when I look at the other possibilities here, I don't want to keep taking any more blue cards at this point. This is an okay card, but I feel it's more of a sideboard card. Like if I'm trying to get rid of their Dream Trawler or their Sea God enchantment and I can't deal with them, I like to try to get rid of the cards in their deck, but with best of one, it's not really necessarily playable. I guess we could go a second thrill of possibility. It's possible that we will be playing two, so. All right. This moves right into our colors. I don't think we're necessarily like a sacrifice black red, but this is the best card in this pack, and it still works with a lot of other things, especially if we maybe pick up some enchantments. It has the ability to sack the Omen of the Forge, and if we get another Omen of the Dead or something. All right. Speaking of sack outlets, take the Omen of the Dead here. I guess we go double Charger. This another sack outlet. Potentially I like that better than the Mogus just on a defensive end, being able to potentially sack creatures that would otherwise be exiled. There's a couple exile removals. So let's take another. I just don't think there's going to be much for us the rest of these packs. So running a little bit light on our deck. And Storm Herald is our payoff, which isn't really a payoff at all. I think Aspect of the Mana Core, again, stays within our theme of trying to move fast. I don't know in Limited if this has any playability, really. Maybe red, white, but black definitely doesn't have a lot of useful creature enchantments. Its best enchantment is killing other creatures, so. Alright. Take the Aspect. Okay. I think the Piper works a little bit here. We do have a couple sack outlets for it. Furious Rise is a great card, but we're not running a lot of 4 power, and we don't really have any enchantments getting them up to that, so I think we're going to go with the Piper. Piper and Mogus work well. None of these cards, I guess this could work fairly well for our speed. We're going to go with this. These are all bigger and clunkier, and maybe they would be good for later game, but I mean, with later game, our Crocs hopefully will be doing some damage, so I think this plays out much faster. Our serious lack of removal really hurt, and I mean, we're in the most heavy removal colors in black red, and we didn't really get much of anything. So with that being said, there's not a there but to take that. I don't think that there's anything in here we're going to take. So we're going to take Heliod's just, again, to fuel our treasure chest. It's a combat trick, I guess, for early on. It might not be bad. If we want another Omen of the Dead, or if we just want to get a big creature out that we can't, maybe as a blocker of sorts. I don't know how many creatures we're gonna. I guess if we're kind of being aggressive, we might want to play this, recycle a 2 cost to play it on 3. Nothing. Yeah, we started out with a really nice mythic, and since then, and we started actually our first 3 cards was looking promising, but we didn't really get much for support through the rest of the packs. I guess. So I'm about this. There we go. That's some gems there. Alright, let's see what's going on with this. I mean, the sword actually might even make our deck. I mean, even though it equips at 3. But let's adjust it now. What other cards do I have? Oh. Alright, yeah, we're only cutting 5 cards, so we're running pretty light here. I definitely don't think we need. Well, let's just look through this, I guess. I don't like Satire's Cunning. I don't really necessarily like the Revelers. I don't know how many Grim Physicians we need. I think 1 Brute is fine. It's not even a card that I necessarily like, but again, we're pretty thin on this deck. So it's probably between a Grim Physician and a Bronze Sword. I think I'm just going to ditch the sword and kind of go with what we got. I don't. This is it. I am not really excited for this, but we do have a little bit of a possibility come out early. But again, with 1 piece of 2 damage removal, 1 combat trick, and 1 potential little guy removal, I'm not really hopeful with this deck. But we'll give it a go. We'll see how it goes. I even kind of want to name it. Let's try and think of a name here. Black and Red. Trying to think of things that. It's like bloody newspaper. You know, the whole. It's black and red all over. So I guess we could just don't have to necessarily put bloody, we can just put the newspaper. So even kind of extra. Right? All right, let's just here and kind of see how this goes. Very limited expectations again, unless we just get out really fast. Our Omen and Forge somehow doesn't work. Maybe our Mogus does a little bit of work, but man, we didn't even get the Mogus removal, so we really weren't working with much of anything here. Now this is worrying me here that we've kind of stalled out. I was having internet connectivity issues earlier, but it had to do with a newish route that I'd connected. Okay, I mean this works ish. So the nice thing too is I can scry and give him the +2 without having to pay the 2 for the sacrifice there. He won't get that first. You know, the hope is that if we played that at the end of the turn and we kind of eliminated something. Okay. I feel like he's going to make us sacrifice that. So we're going to put that down early. Nope. Yeah, that's not something we can deal with. We want to get rid of that. How are we going to do that? All right. Okay. So he's running 3 colors here? No, I'm just black and, sorry. Black and blue, he's still not getting his blue mana. Um, let's go taking away like our only piece of removal here. Okay, interesting. Is he going to keep that block? Nope. Okay, he is going to make me. Yep, I think he thought I had to sacrifice the creature, which that's something that's happening with a lot of the cards here is that you can actually sacrifice an enchantment. So a lot of people are looking at like sacrifice a creature. Probably thought I had to get rid of the charger, so that's fine. We'll pull that right back. So let's do our attack first. Okay. That's fine. We want to get our Slaughter Priest back. And play into our Rager. Here's where we actually really need to pick up a land, though. Play. Well, we can still play both of these, so. I know we're setting him up to use Mogus again to draw a card, but oh, he's definitely slowing us down. This is where I almost want to throw into Croxa with him only having. Yikes. So there's our land for days. We just want a charger. We're gonna trill and ditch our mountain. And we can really start bringing some stuff back. Alright, that's his third Hierophant. He is digging for somebody. Oops. Whoops. Yeah, I would be playing anything I could for that Ashiok. Let's see if I could. Oh, I think I want to mountain, but maybe even getting rid of the Temple of Malice at this point, because we could potentially Croxa. If we drew into a Croxa, we could probably play it. Or we could rely on getting. Yeah, actually, we want to get rid of that because we would need the double black. Okay, let's see what is impending doom gonna put us over the edge on anything? It potentially could. So let's attack with this first. And we'll bring this guy in. Or do we want to? Yeah, they both do. So, one, two. Oops. Watch, he probably has Sea God as well. It's alright. cards coming in there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's play that out. Are you looking to go to 7 here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, his Piper, or his Dealing in it and getting rid of this. So he can just do that again to draw another card. And he just wants to quit. I don't know. Who knows? I think just maybe getting rid of Yak was his only win condition. I think we got kind of lucky. Granted, Croxa coming out earlier would have been really nice. We could have really put some pressure on him, but with the higher fight too, I don't know how many times we actually would have got attacks in. But, well, yeah. Okay. So we will go back to that deck. Any win we're going to get with this, we're going to take. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Schmidty!